Hello, you're watching the At the Races Cheltenham Mega Site Cheltenham Preview 2011, and we're going to look ahead to the Ladbrokes World Hurdle. How long will it take us to come to our conclusion here? Because Big Bucks, winner last year and the year before, hot favourite to win again this year, and everyone talks about him. He's just a monster horse, isn't he?
He certainly is. Bring it on.
But it's been a race where horses have won it more. I mean, Ingolstrever was a fantastic horse. He won it 3 times. Go back to Barracuda, won it a couple of times. Some terrific horses have won this Stayer's Crown.
Well, it's a great contest. You need a horse that's versatile. You need a horse that can grind it out when things go against him. Because we've seen a few of these races go the wrong way almost, where they go steady and then they quicken it up. And then we've seen it on the other hand where they go flat out and try and do him. But Big Bucks, he's pretty adaptable.
What are the strengths about it? He's just sort of a relentless galloper, isn't he?
The amazing thing about him, and we talk about not being lazy and going through these races, and I did this with this race, and I actually went back to when he ran over fences, Big Bucks, and I watched him, because I'll never forget it. His first chase in this country, he beat me, and I rode a horse called Barber's Shop in a novice chase in Newbury, and he beat me a neck. And I thought, next time we race against him, I'll beat him. And I think everybody who's raced against Big Bucks has thought that. And for that reason, he's just gone unbeaten. He's a horse with so much ability. And I think, you know, he's been waiting for a horse like Grand Cru to arrive on the scene to show how good he really is.
But there's often a stage in the race when Big Bucks wrong that you think, oh, he might be in a bit of trouble here. And then
I think it's every time in a race.
I know.
He looks like that.
And then he just turns on the tap, and then he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, Grand Cru, at least he's got a big rival this year in Grand Cru. Do you see him as a big danger? The grey horse, we can see him here. It's amazing that he's winning a novices hurdle at Plumpton. 4 races later, here he is in the World Hurdle.
It's unbelievable, this. And you know, he earned a rating of 126 after this. And you think to yourself, he then ran in a handicap. And what sort of a certainty was he in that? Because I think he's rated, what is he, 169 now, Grand Cru? And like, you think to yourself, that's £46 improvement. So he was £46 well in. Horse
he beat there was Abbey, my boy, of Oliver Sherwood's, who's managed 1 win in 9 subsequent starts, I think. But it's just
I think you've got to just forget about all that. And
no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think what you've got to do is when you look at this horse's style of racing, the faster they go, the better he'll be, because looking at him when he won last time at Cheltenham, they can't go fast enough for him. He's very keen, free-going sort. You worry about a race like the World Hurdle. There's not going to be a massive field in this, and I think that won't play to Grand Cru's strengths. I think he'll be a bit too free. If he starts jumping and running a little bit in Tom Skew's hands, I think this horse will burn himself out. Okay, so it makes playing into Big Buck's hands even more. But if he's the main danger and you've kicked him into touch, there is no danger. We can have a look at Murad of Willie Mullins's. Murad, he's a good horse, Murad. He's an improver.
Yeah, here he is on soft ground, 3 miles, winning at Gordon Park, beating Moscova and Oscar Dan, who we see week in, week out. But he's a good horse. Also a bit of Cheltenham form. He ran 3rd behind Zainheim, a triumph. Yeah,
I really think that this horse is one that slipped in a little bit, and people are underestimating him a little bit. And for me, I just think this horse represents a bit of value, nicking a bit of each way here, Murad.
Okay, that's Murad. Willie Mullins has got Murad, and he's also got another contender here, a 5 for 3. We can see he was made 5 to 4 favourite here. This was in the Punchestown version of the Ladbrokes World here. He's beating horse of Nigel Twiston Davis, Petit 4. Do you see 5 for 3 as, 5 for 3 or Murad of the Willie Mullins pair? I prefer the two, wouldn't you?
Yes, I do. And Ruby thinks this horse has got a lot of ability, but for me, I think Murad he'd be my choice in the Willie Mullins pair anyway.
There he is. That is 5 for 3, winning that race at Punchestown, and winning pretty easy from Petit 4. Now, Oscar Whisky, we've talked earlier on our website preview about Oscar Whisky being a contender for the Champion Hurdle, but I know that you would personally very, very much like to see him run in the World Hurdle.
Only because I've backed him.
Can you use your influence?
Huge prices. I only wish I could.
Mr. Walters, this is Mick Fitzgerald here.
I don't think he'll take any notice, but I really do. The way this horse won over 2 miles 5 at Cheltenham, he absolutely dotted up. And I just think, for me, if they run him in the World Hurdle, he's a bit of an unknown quantity, and I think he could be one to shake them up. And I just like the horse in this race.
Okay, we have another glimpse at the Welsh champion hurdle, and the ground. I mean, the ground here by Foss-Lass standards was quite soft, actually, wasn't it?
It was, but look at him
weekend.
scooting home. This was no more than an exercise canter for this horse. And Di Walters, this was the horse's target all season, and he managed to pull that off. So, if you're watching Di, please run him in the World Hurdle, where I can get some of the 33 to 1 that I've got.
Well, he's a regular at the races website logger on.
Well, there you go.
He's Di Walters. Well, he may well be. And Charles Burns' horse Solwit is so sick of the back end of Hurricane Fly that he's been nominated to run in the World Hurdle. Could you see him running well?
Yes, I could. He's again another one stepping up in trip. He won over 2.5 miles at Aintree, so he's got a bit of form over slightly further. It's a bit of an unknown quantity as to how good he'll compare to some of these, but he's unexposed over the trip.
So from what you're saying, if there was going to be sort of a major blowout in the race, but maybe Grand Cru could be the one.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I just worry about the horse's style of racing. If they don't get him switched off, I'd almost be an in-running player with Grand Cru and have a look at him, watch him racing and think, is he relaxed? If he's relaxed, then I'd be a player. If he's not relaxed, in a small field like the World Hurdle could possibly turn out, I'd be worried.
Okay, we can just have another glimpse at the betting there, and looking at the price of, well, I suppose one of the good things about Grand Cru is he's made big bucks
backable,
a much more backable price, hasn't he?
11
because
to 10.
Without Grand Cru, he'd be
1 to 2.
Yeah, and they've still got betting without big bucks.
Yeah,
haven't they? So if there was betting without big bucks, what would you go for? Oscar Whisky, of course.
Yes.
Okay, there we are. Big bucks, the 11 to 10 favourite there.
Well, you're looking down here at some of the others. He's been very disappointing since winning the Triumph. Punchestown's could be interesting. He was very disappointing last time. Just got home, didn't he, at Kempton, when the horse Pasco of Paul Nichols's capitulated close home. If they send him back hurdling, who knows? Maybe he could run up to the 4-length second to big bucks that he did in the World Hurdle a couple of years ago.
Carabat didn't exactly do himself an enormous favourite at Font last time he ran.
Very disappointing.
Yeah. Some key stats. Okay, stat number 1. 3 of the last 4 winners ran in McLeave Hurdle. Well, Grand Cru won it this year. Ingles-Drever had won it before. Here the 5-year-old stat again. No 5-year-old has ever won the World Hurdle. Grand Cru's 6. Big bucks is 8, so it doesn't affect those. Ingles-Drever is the only horse aged 9 or over to win the race in 20 years. 5 for 3 is a 9-year-old. Khyber Kim, if he ran in the race, possible he's 9 as well. The last World Hurdle winner to have contested a champion hurdle was Nomadic Way in 1992. Doesn't fill me with excitement, that stat really, does it? The Irish have not won the race for 16 years, since Doran's Pride in 95. Well, that's because of big bucks, Ingles-Drever and Barracuda, really, isn't it?
Well, I broke the hearts when I won it on Bacchanal and beat Limestone Lad. That was the one that was supposed to win.
And you've broken a few hearts in your time. Only one front runner has hung on for a place since Cyborgo won in 1996. What does that tell us? Don't back front runners. Okay. 15 of the last 17 winners ran at the previous year's festival. It's a stat we've used a lot. Cheltenham form is all important. So, in fact, when I was saying on earlier at the races, Cheltenham mega site preview, I hate agreeing with Mick, but I'm going to here because big bucks, you cannot get away from him.
Well, I don't think you can, and because Grand Cru's in there, I think you're going to get a bit of a price.
I ought to be looking towards you in that picture, giving you the big thumbs up.
Thumbs
I'm going to use him as a launching pad for a double, because he just he doubles the price of anything else you put him with. I'm going to put time for Rupert with him and
retire.
Anyway, those are our views on the Ladbrokes World Hurdle. It's big bucks.